And now, it's time for Levack and Goz to answer the question, why?
Why? Tell me why?
Why?
This is the first one. Why are you going to wear those shorts?
Yeah, that was going to be my first one. Your daughter was supposed to have the choice of costume, and you pressured her to enter it.
I don't know if my 13-year-old daughter will fit in those.
I don't think so either, man. It's going to be a rough next Wednesday.
Oh, for you?
No, not for
Not
me.
for me. I gotta
for
look.
you.
Yeah,
It is definitely going to be for you. We are booking no in-guests that day. No in-house guests, I'd say. I mean, people from our sister station will walk. Let's not even talk about this anymore.
They literally, like Vinny the traffic guy, if you're out driving and you're in a traffic jam, you're like, why didn't they tell me? Because Vinny the traffic guy was staring at Goz through the window like a total creeper.
Next week's going to be worse.
The afternoon shows on all the other stations were in the doorway waiting for you to change.
Yeah, it's going to be like photographed like a zoo animal next week by every station we have. Let's move on to Wednesday. Why?
I just got an email from a zoo animal that said, please don't say that about us.
You cannot answer why not and because. We'll start with the first one. Ronald Torreyes will be the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees on opening day. Levack, why?
What we're hearing is that Gleyber Torres, though exciting, has never played above A ball. So, no, he's not ready, and they're not going to go with it. See, here's the problem. I really like Torreyes. I think Ronald Torreyes is a special kind of utility fill-in guy, and we're lucky to have him if you're a Yankee fan. It's just, I feel bad for the guy because he's like, it's like your mom going, you can have dessert, but eat your vegetables first. Like, you can't, like, we don't, I love you, brother, but we don't want you.
I like that because you know what? If you had a kid be a parent, they'd eat ice cream every night for dinner. They'd eat popcorn. They'd eat cookies.
Yes.
But Didi Gregorius is not hurt for the entire season. If Didi was done, torn ACL, torn labrum, something, the Gleyber Torres move to the majors may have happened sooner. It's 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. No one wants to root for Didi to get hurt again, but fans really want to see Gleyber Torres. That's the reason they're holding him off. As exciting as he could be, and I've asked everybody, is he better than everybody else? Is he better than Torreyes? Is he better than Tyler Wade? No one said no. Everyone believes Gleyber Torres is the best shortstop who could play right now, but it's because of Didi. That's the reason. The NFL is allowing a franchise in Las Vegas. Why?
I believe it was the poet laureate Randy Moss who put it best when he said,
"Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. It's worth money. It's market 40. It's this. It's that. It's blah blah blah." Do you think that there's going to be a weekend they don't sell out that stadium?
In 2020, no. 2026, 2027, maybe.
What happens when they have a Super Bowl there?
Oh, the Super Bowl is going to be awesome. You and I are going to be there. It's going to be insane.
The only problem, the only issue that I can see is now they've changed it. Remember, UNLV, you used to not be able to bet on UNLV for home games. You could only bet them when they were away in Vegas. So many people fly to Vegas to bet on the Super Bowl. What happens if they have the Super Bowl there, but the sports books don't put it on the board? That would be detrimental.
Well, that would have to mean the Raiders wouldn't be in the game.
No, the game would be there, though.
Yeah, but they could put it on if it's there. You don't think so?
No, I think the point would be anybody who's home would not be in it.
Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if now Roger Goodell's going to soften on the gambling thing. Maybe the NHL will do it first to try to create revenue through a system and things like that. That's why I'm questioning the move to Vegas, because Goodell still said today he's not a fan of gambling. He's not ready for that stop to happen yet. But then again, it's the same guy who banned Tony Romo from his fantasy football camp and then 2 years later moved to team.
Right, and that's the other thing. So, like, the two things that, and I hope you don't bring up the lease or any of that. Like everybody's like, dude, it's like you break up with somebody and then say you're going to live in their house for 2 years. No, it's not. It's called a lease. Like, have you ever tried to break a lease? It's a bitch.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, you know what I mean? So why would you think I'm not going to go ahead? I don't have anywhere to go. I have 2 years left on my lease. Guess where I'm staying? Like, it's just no. Now, if 2019 comes and they don't have anything figured out and you don't want to re-up their lease, so be it. Then you have something to say. Right now, I took care of that. You know what I mean? So that doesn't work. And then like I said, the whole thing. Everyone's making a bigger deal than what it is. Like, if you didn't cry when the Rams went to L.A. or the Chargers went to L.A., why are you crying now? And as far as Tony Romo's thing goes, it's 2 years later. 2 years, things change.
That's why I believe things will change when it comes to legal sports gambling in the NFL. That could be an avenue they don't even realize. But
players won't be allowed to, but everyone else will be allowed.
Think about this. The NFL on NFL.com promotes fantasy football, but they don't promote the lines of the games and things like that. They're already promoting some form of gambling, even though DraftKings and FanDuel would disagree with that assessment. Gonzaga is no longer the betting favorite to win the national championship. Levack, why? Gonzaga opened as the favorite after the Elite 8 games were finished, and now North Carolina is listed as the favorite.
North Carolina because they're the best team. They're the best team. And I got to be honest with you, man. I wouldn't want to face South Carolina right now. That game could be like 51-50. Like that could be the final score. And I have no idea who would have the 51.
That's what I think has made Gonzaga the favorite, because someone had looked at Oregon and thought, all right, Oregon's a better team than South Carolina, so North Carolina will have a tougher path to get the overall championship. All right, out loud, that makes sense. But then again, if South Carolina played anybody right now with the type of defense you just laid out there, why pick against them? Is it because they're in the Final Four and they already feel like it's an accomplishment? Well, they felt like it was an accomplishment to get to the Sweet 16. And then they won. And they felt like it was an accomplishment to get to the Elite 8. The program had neither been to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. But they won. They have the SEC Player of the Year. I am with you. I think Carolina should be the favorite because they're the best team. But I was surprised Gonzaga that quickly opened up as the favorite. I thought this might have been closer to Friday, Saturday. We saw the final movement to the Tar Heels being the favorite. Fans may actually watch the New York Knicks play basketball tonight at Madison Square Garden against the Miami Heat. Levack, why?
Sadist, the same reason I'm going to watch you dress like a Hooters girl. I mean, we need them to lose. Like that's all there is to it. I don't want them to win. I don't want them to try to lose, but they need to lose.
The Knicks are officially eliminated from playoff contention tonight with a loss.
If it's not tonight, it'll be tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it'll be. They're not playoffs. That ain't gonna happen. I don't. Like I said, I'm not watching the Knicks anymore. I don't.
We would love to talk about the Knicks. We want to, on your home for New York sports, tell you, hey, the Knicks got this, they have that. It's just so depressing now. Here we sit in the final week of March. I wish we could have been talking about the Knicks fighting for that final playoff spot. Every game matters. They're going to be 7th. They're going to be 8th. Hey, Cleveland's falling back. Maybe they catch Cleveland on a bad night and injury. None of that happened for the Knicks this year. None of it. 2 more for you here. Jay Cutler on Instagram. Why?
Because his girl is proud of him. He looked good. You know, is that okay? Wait a minute. I've never met your girlfriend because I'm not sure she exists.
You did. She said she met you before in the car.
That's
thing.
not me. She
said she shook your hand.
She peeled out. It was weird. Pepper spray was trailing out of the back of the car.
You assumed it was an actress.
Yeah, I assumed it was. Yeah. Let's say your job demanded physical ability, and people were talking about you've been banged up, you're not this, you're not that. Does she think that she's helping him by showing the kind of shape he's in? I'm trying to think of a reason you would post your man's naked buttocks on Instagram.
Maybe she's just into the Insta likes. We're in a world in 2017 where people judge themselves by how many social media likes they get. Maybe she still feels that way.
Jay Butler.
Working late tonight, Doctor?
The better question is, why did Cutler allow it to happen? He just really doesn't care that his bare butt's out there for 2.5 million people.
I don't think he argues with her. Like, there's certain relationships you've seen him. The guy just does not look. Lays in charge. Happy wife, happy life. Don't argue.
But this guy's making quarterback money. Like, he could run the show if he wants. He's an NFL quarterback. This shouldn't be one of these situations.
What? Any thoughts?
She didn't do this.
She did. Kristen Cavallari posted it.
Jay, what the hell are you doing? Jay Cutler. I've known you since we got drafted, 2006. What the hell are you doing?
Brandon Marshall on Jay Butler. What you doing? What the hell are you doing?
And the last one here. MTV's reality shows still have knockdown, drag-out brawls, Levack. Why? I texted you yesterday during the challenge. I couldn't get enough of it.
I was actually disappointed.
Really?
In the past, they let them hit each other first. The security and the producers on the challenge came flying out. The Camillinator. Like, I watch it, man. It's just pure drama. It's got some athletic integrity to it, believe it or not. Stuff I could never do, they do, and it's, whatever. They put all these people, and like the oldest is 30, the youngest is like 18, and they throw a bunch of them in a house together. They all look good. Everybody's hitting on everybody, and then they go, back up the truck. Beep, beep, beep. And then just gallons of alcohol are dropped in there, and then they go, now wait. And all of a sudden, like,
mix it up.
Ding,
When's
ding,
it going to set off?
You know, one person's putting potato chips in another person's bed, and then the other one's telling, and as soon as one woman says the other one, you fat. It's like, oh.
You would think over time with the Real World and the Jersey Shore that MTV would say, all right, let's go with a new way to draw viewers. Let's do a new way to connect with an audience. Nope. If you fight on TV and it's a reality show, people will still watch. I couldn't get enough of it. I mean, there was like 3 producers in the room. I didn't even know what they were yelling about, but I had to text you during the episode, which I've watched maybe 3 of this year because the girlfriend's into it. I couldn't get enough, man. Maybe that's what sports needs sometimes. More brawls for reality shows. Like the Ultimate Fighter used to kind of sort of pull that off for UFC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the best part about the Ultimate Fighter was, like, it was Real World, where when one character really hated the other one, they legally were trained to and could put on gloves and get in a cage and beat the living daylights out of each other. Like, it was the missing ingredient. Because I don't know anybody that lived with Puck back in San Francisco who didn't want to beat him up. Listen, I have one for you.
Okay.
We just unveiled your punishment for losing the bracket challenge to my daughter. Mm-hmm. If you go to Facebook, there's the Facebook Live video. It's still up there. And it's Goz. We didn't have the costume on, so don't worry, your eyes won't burn out of your head.
Not yet.
But a week from today, right?
Yeah, a week from today.
A week from today, you're going to do this, and we'll have videos and stuff up. So people are responding to the video. Michael Driscoll watches the video and then comments, Eagles going to win the Super Bowl this year. Michael, what about that video made you think about the Eagles and winning the Super Bowl this year?
Why? He really wants that take. He doesn't care about anything.
I've seen him comment the same thing on a bunch of different stuff, but I'm just saying, when I see Goz holding up shorty short shorts and a medium top, and I see Eagles going to win the Super Bowl this year, I assume that you're on some kind of narcotic, Michael.
You know what's happened? This has become our troll comment on Levack and Goz. You and I joked around about this, that the troll comment before on Twitter used to be my wife left me, like when there was these really serious posts. We now have the Levack and Goz troll comment. If you ever tweet or Facebook in and write, Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl this year, you're probably gonna be on socially awkward media every Thursday.
Ken Shot.